This is R.D. Sharma Solution Class 12 Chapter 18 Maxima and Minima. We are taking the very small answer question. Write the minimum value of fx equals to x raised x to the power x. The first thing is fx is given as x raised to x. Minimum value, for that we need to do differentiation and equate it to 0. So differentiation is quite clear to you how to differentiate this. This differentiation will start only when we take the log on both the sides. That's the only possibility. So we'll take log on both the sides. So this will become log fx, and here when you take log, this power will come in front of log. So it will be x log x. Next thing is the proper differentiation. Differentiation with respect to x. Log fx, log anything inside log, it will be 1 by that thing. So 1 by fx, and this is f dash x. Differentiation of x log x is, and since you know it, but we will just for the sake of completion will do it. X, differentiation of log x is 1 by x, then log x, differentiation of x is 1. We are following the product rule. Product rule you already know. This will be 1 plus log x. You have 1 plus log x here. Now you have a fx in the denominator on the left hand side. So this f dash x will be, this fx will go up or on the right hand side. So this is x raised x, because fx is actually x raised x only. 1 plus log x is there. Next step is, in order to find out the local minima or maxima, we have to equate it. So this f dash x equals to 0, x raised x, 1 plus log x equals to 0. And this 1 plus x raised x cannot be 0, because they have not told, question is not saying anything about it. But we just think that, okay, x raised x cannot be 0. If it is 0, then what is the point of fx equals to 0 maximum value? It is not a constant. What do we do? 1 plus log x is only possibility, it can be 0. So when we have log x equals to negative 1, when we equate it to 0, you get log x equals to negative 1. That means when we have log base a b equals to c, that simply means a power c is b. So this e raised minus 1 will be equal to x. So x is equal to 1 by e. This is x equals to 1 by e. So we need to find out the value here. Next thing is to equate it. So what is the minimum value and maximum value? The one more step is to double differentiate. We double differentiated it is f double dash x. That is x raised x, and then we have 1 plus log x. I'm just giving you an exercise. You have to double differentiate it, and once you double differentiate it, you are going to get certain value when you put x equals to 1 by e. That value, whether it is positive or negative, that will show you it is minimum or maximum. So what I'm trying to suggest here is, you have to place x equals to 1 by e in the final value of double differentiation, or final expression of double differentiation. So whatever is going to come, it's 1 by e minus 1. E is a constant value, it's 2.7 something. So it's greater than 0, because you can fit in the value and find it out. It will be greater than 0, and that is pointing to minimum value. So x is equal to 1 by e here. How about the minimum value and maximum value? Because x is equals to 1 by e is already there. You place it here, 1 by e to the power 1 by e. So that is your final value. This is the one value, then one way of writing it, but there are certain other ways also. What are the other ways? E raised minus 1 to the power e 1 by e. This e goes up. So this is simply negative 1 into 1 by e. So e raised minus 1 into 1 by e is e raised minus 1 by e. And this is how we prove it. So the final result is this one. The only thing which I have not completed is the double differentiation. But differentiation, if you have done already, you know how to do it. But the final thing is e raised minus 1 by e. Now this one is the same question, and this is going to come in your MCQs also. Multiple choice question also it is going to come. So you just understand it very carefully. Fx is equal to x raised to power 1 by x. And since we have the power, this is only possible when we take log on both the sides. So log of fx is log of x raised 1 by x. So log a to the power b is b log a. This b comes in front. So 1 by x log x. And then the proper differentiation will commence. And how about differentiation? Differentiation is like this. We are differentiating with respect to x. Log differentiation is 1 by that thing. So 1 by fx. Differentiation of fx is f dash x. This 1 by x, log x is 1 by x, then log x like that, and 1 by x differentiation is negative 1 by x square. So let us replace this plus by negative, because it is eventually negative 1 by x square. So x square is already there in the denominator. You can take this as the denominator and 1 minus log x in the numerator. But fx on the left hand side in the denominator goes on the right. So this x raised 1 by x is fx only. So which I have written right now. So f dash x is simply this equation which you see here. In order to find out the minimum and maximum, you have to equate this to 0. That is f dash x equals to 0. When you equate it to 0, what do you say? Or what do you get? X raised 1 by x into 1 minus log x by x square equals to 0. See, x raised 1 by x by x square cannot be 0 or cannot be 0, because if it is 0, then there is no point in finding out the minimum value, maximum value. So even if you take this x square above, that is in the numerator, it will be x raised 1 by x minus 2. So whatever you are getting, I'm just showing you different aspects. So these aspects just to prove that this x raised 1 by x square has nothing to do with our relationship with equating it to 0. So whatever you do it here, only 1 minus log x has the possibility of becoming 0. If log x is equals to 1, then this 1 minus log x is 0. Otherwise, all other things which you see here, x raised 1 by x square, you take it upstairs or to the numerator, it doesn't affect, or it has no control on making it 0. I'm assuming that this 1 minus log x thing you understood. So just 1 minus log x equals to 0, you get 1 minus log x 0, log x equals to 1. I'm just implicating these different scenarios. This is not possible. Only 1 minus log x equals to 0 is possible. So whichever way you go. Now coming to the original discussion, which is 1 minus log x, which is equals to 0. Log x, this all cannot be. Log x is equal to 1. That is e raised 1 equals to x. So x equals to e. And please assume and anticipate this question is going to come again in your multiple choice question. So x equals to e is the critical point where we need to check for maximum and minimum. For that checking of maximum minimum, we need to double differentiate it. When we double differentiate it, have double dash x, what do you get? If you double differentiate it, this x is equal to e. The final thing will be minus e raised 1 by e cube, and this is a constant. E equals to, because e has certain specific constant value. So all other things except negative cannot give you positive. These are constants only. Constant value, if it is positive, will always give you positive value. It can never give you negative value. So we got the maximum value because it is less than 0. You see the negative sign also. The final thing is the finding out the value of the function at the critical point, which is x equals to e. So we are eventually finding fe. Fe is x raised 1 by x. In place of x, just replace it by e. So e raised 1 by e is your final result or answer. Now you have to put certain effort in the double differentiation because it is going to take a lot of time. It would take at least 4 to 5 minutes to differentiate this. And since there are so many things involved, it may lead to some problem, but I have total assurance in you that you will be able to do it. This is the final answer for you. Now let me tell you, this question, very small answer question, these are not, because they are not small questions. They are big questions. Double differentiation, as I just reiterated, it will take a long time. So VSAQ means it need to be solved before 2 minutes. Write the maximum value of fx is equal to log x by x if it exists. Now we will see later if it exists or not, but the first thing is that the original steps which we need to follow. Fx is equal to log x by x. So we'll differentiate it f dash x. When we do the single differentiation, x, I'm following the p by q or quotient rule. You know it now. You have to take the denominator, then differentiate the numerator, then subtract. You have to take the numerator, then differentiate the denominator and square of the denominator. So now putting it to 0, when you equate it to 0, you know already why I'm not equating x square equals to 0. One logic is x square will eventually be 0 if you multiply it on the right hand side, cross multiplication. So 1 minus log x has to be 0. That is the only point we can infer from here. So log x equals to 1. What does it mean? It means e raised 1 equals to x. E raised 1 equals to x, that is x equals to e. So in the previous question also, x is equal to e. Maxima and minima will only be at this point, x equals to e. Next one is the double differentiation of double dash x. And since one level of differentiation, first derivative is already been completed, the second differentiation is your responsibility. I'm writing the final result for you just to, equate it with what you have done. Now, x equals to e, when you put it here, I'm just trying to show you that you are going to get negative for sure. If you're going to get negative, that means we are trying to I upon the maximum value. So negative 5 and e cube, they both are constants. So you have a negative. Negative is less than. So at x equals to e, you have to find out the value of the function, which is the maximum value, and x equals to e, that is fe, you have to x equals to e. So log e divided by base e is there, ee. please remember, if the base and the value is same inside log, it is going to be 1. Okay, I hope this is very clear to you. So log base e divided by e, this numerator becomes 1, then the denominator has e, so it's 1 by e. So it's 1 by e. That's your final answer. Okay, f e. So these are the main things. F equals to 1 by. Alright, so this is how you're going to go about it. Sometimes the students might be doing themselves, so this is the reference for you. You can check out, and you can always refer to my discussion. If you have any point of discussion, you can have it on comments. So this is all about this VSAQ. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.